entrepreneurship, there's an enormous platform in India. It's the culture, and we need to open ourselves to embrace.
As a Indians, they don't usually encourage a woman to become an entrepreneur. You will be failing, especially in south of India. People are not even aware of commerce and entrepreneurship or finance.
Starting from a dream to getting practice. Therefore, you need, of course, a mindset.
You not particularly don't have to be, focused on studies or something. You just have to build this consistency. It might be yoga, it might be any sport or whatever. You just have to be focused on one particular thing which is going to build a skill or a behavior. And you should have this resilience mindset.
Entrepreneurship, 20, 30, 40, 50, has elements that has nothing to do with your age. Yeah, I was talking about discipline.
Entrepreneur life, they struggle a lot with balancing private life and professional life. Networking is very, 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 really important. That's what opened a lot of opportunities for me. As an entrepreneur, you should always have this mindset. You should be open to learn anything, and you should enter into every room with an open mind.
How do you make the combination of private life and business life, and also enjoying private life besides business life?
Building you is building your company.
Welcome, this is the SGT Pulse, and today I am very honored that I have Mohana as my guest, a female entrepreneur, and I will talk this podcast with her about female entrepreneurship, her ambition and her journey. Mohana, welcome. I think you really made the journey, and I heard that you were more than 28 hours to be here at our university.
Yes.
So tell me a bit more about the journey before you came.
Okay, so I'll be honest. Okay, I had no idea what I'm going to learn from this or going to take from here. But for a fact, I know I'm going to be mentored by you and Ignis. So as an entrepreneur, you should always have this mindset. You should be open to learn anything, and you should enter into every room with an open mind. You should know to grab opportunities from people you meet, strangers, or whatever it may be. And also, I see these events and things as a break in your entrepreneurial life.
Yeah, you're a guest there. That's why we are here now. There is a Nexus Bootcamp organized by the SGT.
Yes.
And we as Pulse, we are making every day
Yes.
30 minutes about it. So we are inviting guests to talk a bit about what's going on our playground, as I call it. And so we are working here now for a few days, and you are the founder of FinTeen. Maybe you can explain a bit what's your startup about.
So FinTeen is an edtech platform which educates high school teens on financial literacy. We don't offer the course thing, but we equip a lot of engaging activities, assessment, quiz, and also a lot of field experiment with their background, financial background. We equip AI tools to customize the curriculum. I made sure to build this as an engaging tool in the education system. I wanted to bridge this gap in Indian education system. In India, financial literacy is often overlooked. So I wanted to bridge this gap. So that's how FinTeen was born. It has been 7 months now. FinTeen is still a baby. We have conducted a lot of workshops, over 3,000 students. And yes, that's how it's going on right now.
Yeah, but you're very young. You're in your 20s. And starting something, in that subject, that's not that easy. So where did it came from? Are you part of an entrepreneurial family? And besides this, you are a female. And last year, January, I had the honor to be a guest on a big event with a lot of female entrepreneurs. But I know I'm from Europe, I'm from the Netherlands, that this is really a theme, you know. I think female entrepreneurship is a necessity in this time because the world is changing. We are talking about empathy, we are talking about other management models and roles, and therefore we need more people like you, also in the boardroom, as I said quite often. But how is it for you? You're so young, you're so driven. This day I felt your passion and compassion, and how can you combine your entrepreneurial drive with your life in your 20s?
So I believe, and the fact is, women are naturally a good managers. They manage a lot of household stuff and they take care of kids, everything, right? So I'm not from a business background. My family, whole generation was like employees and stuff like that. But from my young age, my dad used to, teach me about commerce, business. I used to be this curious kid in the room. I used to ask stupid questions, this, that. I annoy people with questions. I just grew up this way. And my dad was patient enough to handle me. Answer. I used to at 3 a.m. I ping him and ask, why does bees be buzzing? And he was like, it's 3 a.m. come on. And you always need someone to support you as a women entrepreneur.
Yeah, let's go there, because I think that's a very interesting topic for young female entrepreneurs that are listening to this amazing channel. Because what we are doing here is we give some background about entrepreneurship. Of course, for young people that maybe have a dream, and starting from a dream to get in practice. Therefore, you need, of course, a mindset.
Yes, absolutely.
And these days we are talking about mindset. So what can you say about your mindset regarding to discipline and how you created FinTeen? Because it's always a lonely road to start. So how did you start with it? And then regarding to the discipline that you do every day, the things that is a necessity to make it better. And so tell me a bit about your mindset.
I was always been this kid who always helped my friends on studies, or I've been the sport person. So I would say I was naturally with this leadership mindset or something.
Leadership.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yes. I'm a district hockey player. I'm into arts. I'm into, entrepreneurship. I built my first prototype when I was in school in 11th grade. And it naturally came also, my parents' support was also involved. They taught me entrepreneurship ever since I was a kid. So I used to do yoga, I used to meditate. That also, build the consistency mindset. You not particularly don't have to be, focused on studies or something. You just have to build this consistency. It might be yoga, it might be any sport or whatever. You just have to be focused on one particular thing which is going to build a skill or a behavior.
Yeah.
That's how this mindset also built.
And you told me that you are from a rural area.
Yes.
Can you tell a bit more? Because when you are taught and educated in a rural area, I think it's different than in the city center of Delhi with all the things around, and also influences and inspiration of things that are there, maybe very modern. Can you bring us a bit back to your childhood when you were there in that rural area?
So I am from a rural area, but I did my schools in a convent. I got, a quality education. Things were fine, but still it was hard to make my family and my parents understand that entrepreneurship is something which has potential. As a Indians, they don't usually encourage a woman to become an entrepreneur. It is risky. Also, you are a woman. Here I am, 28 hours train traveling alone. So it was hard initially to convince, and I didn't told him the initial 6 months. I just opened up a month back. about FinTeen after I
Really?
started
Okay.
creating the.
Even I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I just opened up after I started generating income. So it was hard to explore things. If a guy wants to build something, he can explore, he can connect with people, go meet anyone at 11 or 12, go attend some event, network. But as a woman, you can't.
Yeah, yeah. So
In
you
India.
need persistence.
Yes.
You need something like
Yes.
well.
You should be
yeah.
strong enough, or you should know that you will be failing, and you should have this resilience mindset.
Yeah, but you're in your 20s again, and there is also a natural flow in things that you want to do in life. Entrepreneurship, 20, 30, 40, 50, has elements that has nothing to do with your age. Yeah, I was talking about discipline. So how do you make the combination of private life and business life, and also enjoying private life besides business life?
Thanks for asking that. Initially I've been struggling a lot to balance this. Be it a women entrepreneur life, they struggle a lot with balancing private life and professional life. And I used to do yoga in my childhood, but I sensed that I need it right now. I started my meditation again. I started to hit gym again, and there needs to be some escape from your hustle culture. I got into this hustle culture and got comforted with that. If I be quiet, or if I am workless, or if I don't have any schedule, I get anxious.
Yeah.
Okay, that was an actual problem, and my friends used to tell me you should hang out, you should have some private time, you should do. But I was struggling a lot to do that. But now I'm pretty much good. Everybody's definition of fun is different.
So when I meet you again in 2 years, and I have the honor again to sit with you in a podcast or maybe in a cafe, where are we? Can you give us a glance of your future?
Yes, of course. So I'd be a top entrepreneur in 2027, women entrepreneur. Maybe I already make it to Forbes 30.
Oh, wow. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm planning to. Anyways, I want to bridge this gap in Indian education system. I want to fix this lack of financial literacy in financial education system. I see a lot of, especially in south of India, people are not even aware of commerce and, entrepreneurship or finance. When I pitched about FinTeen here in North University and school, people are very much welcoming. But in South, they overlooked. They have their board exam, it is not so important. But it was hard and challenging to first put this in their mind itself. There is importance, but there is no awareness.
And if we are talking about in 2 years, the roadmap to there, I can imagine that you have some needs, and maybe not all the needs are around you. So how are you going with those needs? Maybe you need a team, so you need to find people, you have to work on your network, your ecosystem, maybe you do it. Can you give some insights about the plan?
Yes, I'd say as an entrepreneur, networking is very, 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 really important. That's what opened a lot of opportunities for me. So I would say keep exploring, keep a open-minded, have a open-mindedness, go to any room or with learning mindset, and also don't settle for one thing. Don't have a end perception or end conclusion. There's always behind something. I always believe in learning and thing. I don't conclude. There's something else. There might be something else. I also respect everybody's comment. You should be, when I say open-minded, you should respect everybody's comments. But you don't have to necessarily take that, but you have to take suggestions. So these are all things which is going to build you. Yeah. Building you is building your company.
So on this channel, we always ask our guests, this is the SGT Pulse channel. We are related to a university, and this university is a platform. What we want to do is to connect the dots. And dots are, of course, technical dots, but also soul dots. We do a boot camp here, and we have a few aspects. It's not only about your idea, it's not only about the tactical things, because a lot of people here, my experience, are talking about applications, but we are also talking about mindset, about conscious and unconscious, how to present, how to move forward. And some of your colleagues are dealing with, how to present myself. Mm-hmm. And I think this is a very interesting topic also for our listeners and viewers, that I think entrepreneurship, there's an enormous platform in India. Also, President Modi opened his heart and he said something like, it's not the flag, it's the culture.
Absolutely.
And we need to open ourselves to embrace, because that's the best part. And I'm here now for, I think it's my 5th time. I lost my heart, but some of you know that here in India. When I'm sitting one-to-one, it's like, it's perfect, but if you are on the floor, people like you are on the floor, it's not easy to talk about what they want to present, but also about their soul and heart. In a way, you're different, and I'm quite curious also these days. You're different. You're there. You're moving. You're talking. You're. But it's your quality, of course. But if I may do you a suggestion, because this university, as we are here, SGT, is organizing a lot of events, and I spoke to people that make that happen. Of course, people from the faculty. The Vice Chancellor, a very wise guy in a way, because he made it happen. And the cool thing, entrepreneurship at itself, there are a lot of entrepreneurs that even didn't went to school. The most famous entrepreneurs also outside India, they started from their heart. They moved on, they settled their business. So maybe why they should go here, why they should go to university, this university, and not as a campaign, but share a bit about your experience these days. How is the quality of what we are bringing to the floor? And don't say my name again, I know that we have a good relationship in the bootcamp, but what's diverse?
The thing which I will differentiate with those entrepreneurs and why you should attend these things is, you need mentors. You need someone to twist you. Yeah. So you might be, I know friends who has, they have this capital, they have this idea, they just go scale it up, and it's just, So you need mentors to twist you. You need some acceleration. You might be somewhere stuck. So these university incubations and all these opportunities are out there, which many are not aware of. All those entrepreneurs who didn't go to university, they might have access to some other mentorship, or they did self-study.
So today, I had the honor to speak with Mohana from FinTeen, and she's still with us. As we do, sometimes we ask people to give 3 tips. So the last minutes are for you. I want to hear 3 tips. And it can be everything. So what are your 3 tips to get the best out of yourself as an entrepreneur, maybe as a human being, a woman on your age? Incredible what you achieved. I want to support you. I told you that. The next upcoming days I will do. It's amazing. But what are your 3 tips at the end to close this podcast as we close every day our circle?
Be a good human with integrity, with kindness, with discipline. That's what is going to build the whole journey of entrepreneurship or whatever. Being the best, good human is what is going to build all other stuff. So whatever you're going to build, or your surrounding or whatever. So invest in yourself, focus on yourself. When you are engaged, focus on yourself. And the second thing would be step out, be open to learn, be open to take comments, be okay with failing, have this resilient mindset. Third one is there's always something better when you lose. It will be replaced with something better. So keep going, don't give up. That's it.
Thank you very much. It was a
pleasure's
pleasure,
mine.
Mohana, to have you
Mine.
here. No, the pleasure was us. As SGT Pulse, we have incredible people here in our chair. And please listen to the next one. It's coming up. See you later. Enjoy. And God bless you. Stay safe. And bye-bye.